Let's bring back in Senator Manchin as we look at this image on the screen. Such a shock, as you said earlier, Senator, to see those flowers on Lindsey Graham's desk, because he was such a muscular senator in terms of his belief in the abilities, the possibilities to have impact in the world. And as was just mentioned by Senator Grassley, 2 days ago, he was shaking hands with President Zelensky in Ukraine, something that he felt so passionately about, that he always wore a Ukraine and an American flag. He believed that the United States could be a force for good in this world, Senator Manchin.
Martha, only thing, every time I think of Lindsey, I have a smile. I laugh and I have a smile because I can relate to something he said, how he said it, the intensity of the moment, and how he broke that down to make common sense of it and levity of it so that we could fix it and move on, not to get too serious. But there's so many funny things, you know, that I can think about. But we talked about where we came from one time. He and I were talking when I first got there in 2010. And I said, I come from a little mining community in Farmington, West Virginia. And he says, well, I come from a little town in South Carolina, and my parents had a little pool room and a restaurant. And I said, we called those beer gardens where I came from, the beer gardens. He says, well, we didn't cultivate any type of fruit or anything, Joe. He says, trust me. He says, you're more sophisticated in West Virginia than we were. We just called him a pool hall. And so we had so many funny moments as you talked to him. And then when John McCain went after me one day when I first got there, because I'd said something concerning about the military and the National Guard, since I only had a National Guard in my state. And I mean, John went after me, and here was Lindsey. He says, after John calmed down and stormed out of the Senate chambers, I'm sitting there befuddled. I said, Lindsey, what happened? He says, don't worry, Joe. If you haven't been McCainanized, you haven't been in the Senate. You were just McCainanized. Now, he'll get over that. It'll take a week maybe, but it'll be fine. And guess what? Within 7 days, we were best of friends and been best of friends ever since. Yeah. He had a way of calming everything down. Joe, this will pass. This too shall pass. But Martha, one really funny one. We all went on our boat. You know, the Almost Heaven, the boat I bring everybody down to. We had Democrats and Republicans. And one day, we had a break in the floor session. So we said, let's go to the boat. Okay, we're having a picnic on the boat. And here's Lindsey. Lindsey comes down. You would have thought he was the captain. Now, he sat down. He couldn't drive a boat. He could get on a boat and sit down. Everybody served him. We had Democrats, Republicans fixing hamburgers, hot dogs, going down the Potomac, going down to Mount Vernon. It was what a treat we had. And guess what? He had COVID. We come back, he tested the next morning positive for COVID. I said, Lindsey, why didn't you tell us? He says, I want to make sure I spread the love on both sides. So if we go down, we both go down. He was so funny. How we got through all these things.
And his sense of humor, you know, he was able to sort of work back and forth with President Trump, and, you know, he ticked him off at times, and it went both ways. But I think that, you know, everyone is so locked in on each side now that the idea of like having an argument and then getting past it, as you gave in that example, is something that he believed deeply in. That, you know, but he also, as Politico writes today, talks about the key link that Trump's Senate whisperer is gone. What's the impact on the Senate and on politics, you know, on foreign policy in particular, in terms of the way forward?
You know, it was funny. Lindsey would come to me and say, hey, Joe, the president wants to talk to you. And I said, well, he might be just a little upset with me, you know, because I haven't. He said, Joe, he gets over that. Yeah. He gets over
Senator
that.
Manchin, thank you for hanging with us here.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.